Hi, Pisces rising sign. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to be looking at the last 4 days of the month as your weekly forecast. For you, this week represents a profound foundational crossroad. With the Sun and Mercury lighting up the lowest point of your chart, your fourth house, your mind is hyper focused on your home, your family, your private sanctuary, building a secure domestic base. You might be thinking about relocation, for example. Sorry, I forgot to change the chart. Uh, Thinking about relocation, creating your own private sanctuary. But to truly unlock the peace and the stability of this house, you are facing a massive structural test regarding your money, your resources, your personal boundaries. As a Pisces rising, you often navigate the world through empathy and fantasy, vivid intuition, and a profound connection to the collective. But lately, you have likely felt a heavy bottleneck right in your physical world. You have been trying to reorganize your living situation, to relocate, upgrade your private business operations, or ground your personal security. But strict financial boundaries, cash flow delays, old patterns of overcome compromising your worth have been acting like a heavy weight holding you down. This week, the bottleneck should officially start breaking up. We have got this story unfolding day by day that is going to force you to establish hard boundaries in your creative and romantic life, radically change how you cultivate your private sanctuary, confront a years long financial wound, and lock a brilliant long term career strategy into place. So, why is that? Well, first stop is on the 28th of May. We have got Venus going through your fifth house, squaring Saturn in your second house. And this is a classic um, clash between financial restrictions and the desire to spend money on fun things. Now, Venus is in your fifth house, and which really could talk to you about that you would like to fulfill a passionate project, for example. You would like to enjoy life. You would like to go to parties. You would like to come up with a business that is going to be financially lucrative. You might be ready to launch a beautiful creative project, spend money on a passion of yours, take a financial risk on a original idea. But that sudden budget restriction, a delayed approval or on an invoice or an unexpected personal expense suddenly can be slamming the brakes on the momentum. Maybe it's a financial self-criticism might strike, making you feel like your artistic talents or unique methods aren't profitable enough. Saturn in your second house acts as a strict financial auditor. It forces a reality check. It is asking you whether you are relying too heavily on creative optimism or good vibes without building a realistic step-by-step structural plan for your income and your cash flow. You might be experiencing some delays or a bit of a temporary budget freeze. Don't panic. It's just Saturn trying to sell you or tell you that that you're going to have to respect your financial limits. You're going to have to cut out any unnecessary fluff and understand that true creative freedom requires a rock solid, disciplined material foundation. But Ceres moves into your fourth house on the 29th of May. And it's going to be spending the next 2.5 months there. It feels like that Saturn forces you to tighten up your personal budget, but the cosmos actually gives you a tool to manage these finances better by potentially moving to a cheaper place, optimizing your domestic security. Potentially, you are adding something to your property so that, for example, it becomes more valuable. Maybe this is going to be also the realization that you have got some family ancestral root cleansing to be done. It's about nurturing connections with others. Now, for the past several weeks, your nurturing energy was highly outward facing. You were focused on chats, talking, nurturing your ideas, networking, or even traveling as well. But now the way you feed your sense of security is going to be about organizing your home, intellectual safety in your private domain, diverse domestic habits. Um, Maybe you are going to notice quite a drive to focus on the fine details of your living space, sticking to a cluttered, loud, chaotic home routine. I think it feels like I cannot tolerate that. It means that you are going to be reorganizing your workspace, updating your home technology system, clearing out physical clutter, getting rid of things that you don't need, making space for something new, and streamlining your domestic bills or the household operations as well. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, for example, Ceres in your fourth house says that your business is sustained right now through organized private environment. There is a warning sign coming with that as well, because we can avoid scattering your domestic focus. You might be trying to micromanage three different home renovation or reorganization projects at once. Let me give you my own example, obviously, with the Pisces rising sign. I am desperate to move. And I would like to move to a place where it's not 42 degrees. And I am just kind of like thinking about where to go. I'm gonna stay in Morocco, but which town to go to. So I've started looking around in Rabat because I really like Rabat. But on one hand, it's slightly bit expensive. Secondly, with the dogs, it's never easy to find accommodation. So then I was thinking other places as well. Yeah, so basically I'm buzzing a little bit. So I'm hoping that this series is going to give me a bit of a clarity what exactly I want to do. With that series here, uh, it feels like that it's also about coming to terms with who you are. And especially, we're going to start talking about that from next week onwards when Ceres is going to be squaring the nodes. But in order for you to grow, you're going to have to nurture that inner foundation of yours as well. And Uranus will be reminding you of that too. But the other massive headline of the 29th of May is Chiron sitting right in your second house, reaching the 29 degree, the infamous 29 degree. And the second house is your earned income, material assets, self-worth. Chiron has been here since 2018 and exposing every single wound you carry around money, your underlying right to be highly compensated for your unique skills. It has brought up past pain regarding financial losses, survival patterns, where you felt you had to undercharge or compromise your value because you feared being rejected or called greedy or that you are not going to have enough money. So, Chiron reaching that pressurized bottleneck point in your chart, it feels like it's a financial final exam. And in the next few weeks, you are likely to face situations that perfectly echoes those old financial traumatic or pricing conflicts. Maybe a client might challenge your rates, a financial obligation might trigger an old panic, or a wave of like not having enough money and being afraid that I have to be selling, for example, my property cheaper than, you know, than it's worth. It's about, I don't have what it takes to to build real wealth. We can have that kind of negative way of thinking. But in the past, you might have dropped your prices or felt completely helpless. But 29 degree Chiron says that I have to be looking at my specialized expertise. I have a track record, I have a unique method. I have to realize that I no longer need to apologize for commanding my true worth. So your reaction at the beginning of this transit, back in 2018 onwards, it was difficult, something that made you angry and stuff like that. Now it's a little bit more on the calmer side. And it's about you building an unshakable financial sovereignty. And if we do so, this could be a massive breakthrough. You might be closing the door on very kind of like herited, inhibited way of thinking about money, and you're gonna stop playing small, and then you step into a bit more of an adventurous, financial risky type of self-reliant financial situations. Still on the same day, 29th, Hera enters your seventh house, and on the 30th, Circe will enter your sixth house. Hopefully, you have cleared a financial hurdle. You are claiming your worth. Now it's time to make professional relationships and potentially daily operations might begin to line up. So asteroid Hera, which represents commitment, it's about committing to a partnership. Could be romantic and business client contracts as well. This is about making business agreements. It's about streamlining really clear expectations towards partners or with our clients as well. It's about, getting clarity on what you are going to deliver to me and what I'm going to be delivering to you. So it's brilliant time to review client agreements, set firm operational boundaries in consultations, optimizing your joint venture terms. Then with Circe entering your sixth house, the house of daily work, routine, health, and labor as well. Circe represents magnetism and persuasion. So it's going to be you influencing your daily environment, leading your team with kind of like conviction and like trying to persuade them why, for example, certain systems should be used. Maybe you are training an assistant or optimizing a business process or implementing a new daily wellness routine, a new system in your work. Then this is about being bold, being confident about it. You might know that I have redesigned my entire website. Now I've got affiliation system on it. So if someone would like to work together. It's possible. I've redesigned the learning platform and so forth. So I am going through a rebirth. One of the reasons why I'm doing that is because I'm in like my website became 7 years old. So it has reached a Saturn square period, which means that we're going to have to take the next step. And I also feel like that Circe is really supporting me in that, but more about that later on. Then next day, Mercury is about to start sextiling your Chiron. Sorry, it's on the 31st of May on 29 degree. Mercury is out of bounds. So this means that this Mercury is completely thinking outside of the box when it comes to those home and private matters. So I'm going to give you an example here as well. I'm trying to sell a property of mine, a villa in Thailand, and I've started reaching out to international agents so that I can, kind of find the right candidate for it. Yeah, so that's thinking outside of the box. That's how Mercury could be functioning, for example, in your fourth house. So do let me know if you know an international agent who might be able to help me. But of course, this could be also an indication that you are ready to have discussions with family members about your past hurts. Maybe you have been feeling financially gridlocked. Maybe a member of your family owes you money and then you want to be talking to them about it. Maybe you have been anxious about how to fund your private ventures. But somehow we have got this absolute flash of genius that is going to hit you. And Mercury, because it's out of bound, it's not that self-conscious. It's like not doubting much. It is coming up with unconventional monetization strategies, and that could lead to brilliance, basically. This is brilliant time for home-based business operations as well. Somehow the universe is giving you a key to dissolve that second house asset worry. Simultaneously, the Sun is also in your fourth house, sextiling Pallas Athene in your second house, and trine Juno in your 12th. So this really feels like that you're gonna start seeing patterns when it comes to your revenue, your pricing strategies, your financial blocks, and so forth. And then with Sun and Juno trine, this could really talk to you about that you are working on something behind the scenes. Maybe you are ready to kind of connect or sign a private contract, institutional commitments, something that is actually ready to back your vision. So this is a green light basically for securing your private domain, boosting your income, stabilizing your career trajectory from inside out. And then Mercury is going to be entering your fifth house the following day, which I'm going to be making a separate video about because Mercury is going to be spending 2.5 months in the sign of Cancer due to its retrogression. But you had problems within the family, most likely, or with your home. And now, Mercury moving forward, this is about not managing properties anymore, but budgets and enjoying life a little bit and potentially thinking about, how I can be more heartfelt with the audience or with the clients. You started building a foundation with Mercury out of bound in the fourth house, and then now it's about how to make money out of that. It's also about celebrating small wins as well. So, Pisces rising sign, I think you are checking your financial boundaries, you reclaim your absolute power over your worth, you're building a flawless blueprint for your personal and professional growth. Now it's time to stand tall in your own value. I mean, thank you for watching. I would love to hear your insights, your breakthroughs in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I will see you in my very next forecast. Take care. Bye bye.